everyone and welcome to Stacks FX. In today's video, we're going to be looking at psychological levels. Psychological levels include rounded numbers, and these numbers can be used as key levels in the market. When it comes to psychological levels, I prefer using them as a confluence rather than a strategy. And as we go on, you'll see that market reacts. Okay, let me just move this. Market reacts to these levels a lot because most traders use it as a confluence and most banks trade based on psychological levels. When it comes to drawing psychological levels, what I'll recommend is that you use it as a zone rather than a line because price is more likely to respect a zone than a line. When it comes to psychological levels, we have what we call the main psychological level, which ends in 000. And we have what we call a sub-psychological level, which ends in 500. As you can see here on my screen, I wrote it down for you guys. So let me show you how you plot your psychological levels. First thing you're gonna want to do is get your horizontal line. And you're gonna want to start from the bottom, from any price action. For me, I'd like to start by 1.1900. So, okay, I'm gonna place my horizontal line here. Double click. Okay. So as you can see right now where my horizontal line is, it's at 1.19061. So I'm trying to get it to a psychological number, which is gonna be 1.1900. So okay, I'm gonna do this. There we go. And then we're just gonna say okay. As you can see now, my horizontal line has moved to exactly 1.1900. So now we're gonna place our second main psychological level. So since we came from 1.1900, we're gonna move up to 1.2000. Okay. So I'm gonna find close to 1.2000. There we go. And I'm just gonna double click it for coordinates. And here we are. So as you can see for this one, we have 1.20171. So we're trying to get it to a psychological number. So we're just gonna remove that and add our zeros. Okay, there we go. So I wanna do that for all the main psychological levels. So let me just quickly do that. So as you can see, each psychological level is a different number. So now we just came from 1.20, so we're going to 1.21 now. Okay, double click. Okay, there we go. So now I've placed out my main psychological levels. What I'm gonna do now is place out my sub-psychological levels, which would be ending in 500. Let's go. So, okay. Same routine. We're gonna start from the bottom. Since we started from 1.1900, we're gonna try find 1.19500, you know. So okay, here we are. I'm gonna place. Okay, this is my sub, so it's gonna be red. Okay, so same thing, double click, and then as you can see now, price is at 1.19395. So we're trying to get it to 1.19500, right, for our sub-psychological level. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. 500. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna do the same. Yeah. To 120, 500. Okay. Then we're gonna plot out our last one. Which is gonna be 121, 500. 1.21, 500. There we go. Okay, so as you can see now, I've plotted out all my psychological levels. So once you have all your psychological levels jotted down or plotted, what you're gonna do now is start looking for entries as other confluences to back up your psychological levels. Whether you wanna use trend lines, fib retracements, you know, support resistance, anything, but then you're just gonna need more confluences for you to enter a trade. Because remember, as I said, psychological levels are used as confluences, not as a strategy, So I wouldn't recommend for anyone to just trade purely just off of the psychological levels. So, okay, as we can see within the psychological levels, they are respected multiple times. Like they always respect, price will always respect these levels, whether it's respecting it as a support or a resistance. As you can see, the ones I jotted out right now, price has been respecting this level as a resistance, When you go down, you can see as well here, price will always react when it comes to these levels. Because remember, as I said before, when I started the video, the reason why price reacts so much in the zones or levels is because most traders use psychological levels as they confluence, and also that's the way banks trade. So as you can see here, I've jotted down multiple points where the market respected. So with that said, you can start looking for your entries based on other confluences that you see. So for example, what we can see over here is, maybe for someone, you can draw out your trend lines. Here's an example. Let me just remove this for you guys so you see it clearly. Okay. I'm just going to show you one example of an entry that you can take using other confluences. Okay. As you can see here now, I just drew out my trend line, right? And then what happened? We broke the trend line, came to this psychological level, and then we shot. Then we came down for basically a retest. So as a trader, you can take this entry over here, can take your buys at the retest, So just like that, you see. So with this entry, I didn't just take it purely because of my psych levels, but then I took it because I had two different confluences, which was my trend line. And as we can see here, price did retest this level, my sub psychological level, yeah. And then that's where you would have taken your entry to the upside. One thing I wanna also explain to you guys is, when it comes to these psych levels, it helps you count your pips easier. Cause let me just show you. Let me just remove this. Okay. So what I mean by that is that from here to here is 50 pips. Let me just write it down for you guys. 50 pips. Like that. And then if we move from here to there, that's 100 pips. That's 100 pips. So if you are going to be trading psychological levels, you can simply catch up to 50 to 100 pips daily, So from basically, when you look at it from this angles, like from a main psychological level to a main, that's 100 pips. And then from a sub to a main, that's 50 pips. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that's it for my psychological level. So I just recommend that you just back test everything, before you initiate this into your real trading account. So just back test it and see what type of entries suit you and everything. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.